Southern University. What's up with y'all?
From the Bluff to Scotlandville to Baton Rouge and all over the world, this is the Jag Talk Podcast, powered by Southern University Student Media.
And we back with another episode of Jag Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon. We got Jalen up in here. We got Sierra. And we got Q. Kiana, how you doing today? We all good?
We good. How you doing?
I'm making it. Love to hear the positivity in all of y'all voices.
Stay black and dying.
Hey, you know. Hey.
all I gotta do is stay black and die. You ain't never heard that?
Hey,
I guess.
It's not a fact. It's a
The
fact.
times we're living in, I don't want to hear about nobody dying. Okay?
Yo, this whole
Word.
thing happened this morning. I didn't.
R.I.P. to Sierra's car.
R.I.P.
Hey.
Henry.
But we all out here. We all doing good. Energy's nice. Here to make it happen, yeah?
Yep.
All right, so we got a nice little lineup of events and topics for y'all today. I say let's get straight to it, right?
Yep.
First and foremost, make sure that y'all follow OSM on all social media platforms. You'll be able to follow us on Instagram at SouthernU_OSM and on Twitter at SouthernUOSM. Make sure to give us a follow. We'll keep you updated on all of the latest Southern University news and content.
Hit the follow button.
Hit the follow button.
Click.
Let's go in the news.
Let's go.
All right. So as far as news goes, we have a few fair amounts of SU activities that went on this past week. Let's start with the C100 Girl Talk, yeah? So, Q, what can you tell us about that? What's up?
Okay, so I did not attend that particular event, but C100 Girl Talk is a pivotal piece of C100's like academic year, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Girl Talk is so important, especially when it comes to like the younger freshman girls, because when you come to college, not everybody, like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know that someone had to tell me, especially not growing up around HBCUs. I did not know that when it comes to strolling, that is not a dance. It is not a line dance. You cannot get in with them. Get out of the way.
That's real.
Move it to now. Like, I did not know that. So there was like, Girl Talk really taught me a lot too. Plus, you know, you talk about friendships. We talk about the ending of friendships, family, like going through college when you're still, you know, you're still young. You're a teenager.
Learn yourself.
I mean, I think it's important, like just in a college atmosphere in general, like you have to be around your peers. This is like a social environment. If you aren't going to take the time to like be around your people, get to know your people, and like events like these, it gives you the opportunity like to network, meet new people, like to just create more safe spaces, I guess, in a certain amount of words. Because generally speaking, college students need that kind of sense of kinship. You like just getting here when you have been here for a minute, like it's really important.
We also do a lot of
like a female.
Exactly.
We also do a lot of like, what's it called? Like scenarios kind of like your roommate. Like, I'm not gonna say she dated your boyfriend or anything like that. Like, she would do certain things and you got to learn how to like maneuver those situations.
And react responsibly because you're in college.
Exactly.
Agreed. Let's talk about the last balloon release that happened last week as well, right?
Yeah.
So y'all all have seen that, right? I think I shared the story with y'all before.
Yeah.
So one of our writers, Ryan, she had covered it. It was a really tragic event that happened. Basically, you had a student by the name of Shayla James. She met a tragic demise a while back, and the university, I believe it was ROTC, correct me if I'm wrong, but they hope to sponsor a balloon release to help honor her and her family. I believe it was her grandmother who was able to come out and give a few statements. Oh, hold up, I'm gonna actually read it. So Shayla James was a shining light of Southern University's campus, and her story caught the attention of an organization called My Sister's Keeper. The organization president, Nadia Andrews, spoke about My Sister's Keeper's advocacy for all young women going through domestic abuse, sexual reproductive health, Black Lives Matter, and sexual reproduction justice. In a quote, Ms. Andrews stated that we heard about Shayla's story and felt like we needed to do something personally. I hope people use this as a light to see what they are not alone and that there's a big community behind domestic violence that stands with you, not only as friends, but a shoulder to lean on, end quote. So I think that's really important. I think it's really crucial. What are y'all takes on that?
That ties into a lot of, as C100, they did their thing. So it's about sisters coming together. Mm-hmm. And if she had sisters, I know she had sisters. She came here for her friend. Mm-hmm. So her and her friend were ace boon coons together on Southern's campus. It's kind of like a tragic story for Southern girls to come together.
Word.
And then on top of that, it's like when you come to college, you never expect that, oh, okay, I'm going to die from domestic violence.
Right.
And your friends didn't expect that. Your family didn't expect that. Like 1 minute you're buying stuff for your child's apartment because it's their first apartment. You're super happy, super excited. And the next moment you're burying them. And like nobody should have to bury a child, especially in the way that she passed away, because it was not only brutal, but it was just sad. She had such a bright future ahead of her. I think that it's really sad, but speaking on like being more aware of domestic violence, and that domestic violence doesn't just happen to married couples.
Like they say, red flags.
Exactly.
That red flag trend is in, and we not catching the red flag.
They're jokes somewhat, but some of those red flags are a little bit serious.
And we had this conversation at the last meeting as well, like about the red flags. Like it's really important. I feel like, to kind of take certain things into account when you talk about the people that you like surround yourself with, like your loved ones, the people you care about. Like it's one thing to say, all right, I care about this person, but what kind of person is it that like you're really like communicating with?
You have to catch their signs. You got to see what they doing, the way they maneuvering around you.
And that's not always easy because, you know, love has blinders, you know?
It's very blind.
My main red flag is mostly someone like moving really, really fast and we don't know each other that well. But you're moving really fast either for one of two reasons. Either you don't want me to see like what you really are, you want me to like fall in love. So I could be like, oh, okay, well, let me just ignore this. Or you're just immature and, you know, you're moving from a standpoint of immaturity, which young people tend to rush into things.
And in this situation, I'm sorry,
Sarah. I have a question. Do y'all think that at some point, should the university or could the university be at fault or someone have responsibility for it? Because there have been several instances where we've had domestic violence and sexual assault situations on campus and nothing's been done about it. And I've heard a lot of girls, particularly who live in the back or in Toddy, complain about that. I know a girl myself who actually transferred to another university because of that.
Yeah, my friend prior, she got into it with a guy. She got physical with a guy because she didn't want to speak to him. And that turned into a big incident on campus because they don't know how to respect the females on campus.
University just tends to look the other way or take a blind eye to a lot of stuff, and I have a real issue with that.
I think everybody's trying to like preserve the futures of these young people, but the problem is certain things are going to affect your future and they need to.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So when people are like, oh, well, let's just go to the dean's office and file this like no contact order. No contact is not enough for somebody who wants to put their hands on you. Anytime
you know when you say it.
Exactly. And we all know where each other's live, but some of these people don't live on campus. They still have access to campus.
Yeah.
That's real.
So, and there's nothing that you could really do to change that.
That's the reality of it. I feel like at the end of the day, and I like what y'all said, it really comes down to respect for like each other and for ourselves. And that's easier said than done at the end of the day. Cause you know, again, there's like outside stuff. Love is a real thing. Blinders, that's a real thing. But it's just respect for yourselves and the people around you. If you have respect in any room you walk in, then that respect should be turned back on you as well.
But you can respect yourself like all you want, but there are some problems that are just not able to be fixed. Like a man being declined a phone number. Some of them will get really loud with you, real violent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So before we get out of news right quick, let's give a brief little spotlight to AWS Week. If you did not know, any young lady who is here on Southern University's campus, you are technically a member of AWS. You are a part of the team. So this week's events, it is, of course, for the organization itself, but it is for y'all as well. Today, well, not yesterday, Tuesday, they had the girls' game night. Wednesday tonight, they have the Mr. AWS pageant in the event center at 7. The good old days, that's going to be a party, the event center from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And of course, the t-shirt giveaway and the t-shirt giveaway, that's going to be Friday at 11.
They doing their thing out here. They really doing their thing. They got a lot of good turnout.
I'm here for it.
AWS.
So everybody on campus, all young ladies, y'all are definitely welcome to attend. Come out, show support. Let's go on to the next segment, yeah?
Hey SU, my name is Tiffany Williams, here to remind you to tune into Jag Talk Podcast, which airs every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Let's talk about some Jaguar sports right quick, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So, this past weekend, on Halloween Eve, yesterday the University Jaguars took on the Alcorn Braves. If y'all know, or maybe y'all don't know, Southern hasn't had the best history against Alcorn in recent years.
5 years.
6 years.
6 years. We haven't had a victory against them since I was a junior in high school. 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that's crazy, right? Keep in mind, I'm from down here. I'm from Baton Rouge. So I mean, you know, you kind of get a front row seat when you from down here to that kind of stuff.
But mind you, history tells us that we've always had a hard time beating Alcorn.
Great.
I don't get why though.
Well, I mean, And I really don't get it either, just as far as from a competitive standpoint. Our coaching has always been, in my personal opinion, like better than theirs.
I mean,
like,
shout out to Richardson. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. So, I mean, I will say that last week's win, when you talk about a statement moving forward, because after homecoming, people were angry. It was a redemption. It was a redemption game for sure.
Because if y'all think about last year, or freshman year, my freshman year, 2019, when we went against Elkhorn for, what is it, SWAC championship?
Back-to-back SWAC championship.
Back-to-back.
We were feeling good about ourselves, too.
We were feeling real good. It was like we was cocky. We was like, yeah, we got it. We get there, and we got
But that was mainly because of one part of the field, and that, you know.
I mean,
it's like, I don't want to say where, but y'all know what I mean.
I'm dead.
It's always the most embarrassing, like when we do talk that talk.
Yeah.
We're like, oh no, y'all ain't beating nobody.
That's the confidence that you have in your team.
Right.
But that's how they were in the press box.
The confidence is just like, dang, and then you get blown out, and it's like, oh my
Confidence
God.
is a gamble.
Embarrassing.
Confidence is a gamble, because if you talk your noise pre-game and y'all win, like, I told y'all, But if you lose, you have to take that on the chin. And I feel like that's kind of like just a part of sports, you know? Like,
oh no,
you
I'm
have
gonna
to talk
tuck
your
my
noise.
tail.
You have to
I've
do
never
it.
been a fan. I never
I still talk my noise. I'm sorry.
Regardless, I don't care. Like,
people usually don't have the answer of why they lost, but it's usually like, oh, well. But that kick,
man.
Listen, Lil Johnson
in that
was ready.
Man of the year, okay?
Man of the year.
And I'll be the first to say it. Me and Jalen have had this talk in our sports editor, Evan. Special teams has not been our favorite part of the team this year. But when they needed to play from special teams, from the kicker specifically, they came through.
And the turnovers that were clutch for us.
And that
played great too.
And that play right there, he was pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
he was far.
That was a real kick.
He said it himself.
NFL.
Man.
He said it himself that he was just waiting for his opportunity. He said, when the time comes for me, I will be ready. And what happened? He said,
he was ready.
As the ball left his foot, he knew it was going in, and it went straight down the middle.
Hey, Sean Payton, if y'all need like a new kicker,
he's from Pittsburgh.
So come and get our boy out.
Any other condition he can play it in.
And
well, if you getting drafted, if you need a girlfriend, you need to just let me know now. You need to let me know now.
We have like some heat right now going on. Our offense is kind of like finally starting to catch its stride. Yeah. The defense, the talent has always been there. Of course, execution is always a thing. And special teams now, they're finally starting to at least make some plays, the plays that we need to make. So I don't got any complaints about them.
But the real question is, how we gonna perform this weekend with FAMU? Freshman year, freshman year, the refs was just they mentioned everything. They cheated us bad.
When we were in Tallahassee, what you mean? Come on, we expected that.
Well, here's my thing. So, and I'm just going a lot of hypotheticals here, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that we beat FAMU, right? After FAMU, we have Jackson at home, and then we had a classic.
Lord.
If we sweep these next 3 games, they're going to give Coach Rollins a nice extension, which I'm going to be kind of petty about, because I'm going to just say it. Y'all could have gave Odom that extension. No, look, and I'm digressing, because I love what Coach Rollins has done so far. I wish we would have won homecoming, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But he's done a really good job. Like, the team, the players believe in him for the most part. I don't have any complaints about him. But Coach Odom just wanted, like, what, a 5 or 6 year deal? He's been here for like a decade. Y'all couldn't give him that? That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah. Curtis was supposed to love me.
I'm dead. Bro. But
we're going to Brazil, yo.
So that was actually October 23rd, I believe.
Dang.
Yeah.
I got excited.
Bro.
It was a basketball scrimmage.
Yeah, it was a basketball scrimmage. I will say, and I'm all for traveling, especially like with us and stuff. I want to go to Brazil. Brazil would have been fun.
Shoot, I should have brought my swimsuit.
I should have been impressed. What I should have done.
I feel like, because Brazil, and I'm kind of not scared to travel, but like with COVID and all that, I'm still trying to see, is this like a red zone? Like, are y'all good down here? Because, with the vaccine and all that, like a lot of...
They met all the safety requirements and precautions before they...
I would hope so. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's maybe some like irrational fear on my part, but it's like certain countries, because I don't know if y'all seen the map, but they have like a map of how all the different countries and their vaccination levels and stuff, with like a lot of the black and brown countries being in the red.
Yeah, see, but that's like, I don't know about other people, but I get so scared when it comes to like I want to travel in the future, but I do end up thinking like, okay, can somebody give me a map of like where it's cool to be black at and where it's not?
Bro, real talk.
But honestly, if you think about it, the stuff they put out in media, some of that stuff don't be true. It just be having your mind boggled and have you thinking certain things.
Media is good for that.
Westernization.
All right, last predictions for this week's game and next week's game. FAMU J State, who we got?
Score predictions as well.
Go.
Me personally, I like Southern against FAMU. I'm a homer. I'll say Southern wins this week.
I think it'll be a close game.
23
Real
to 20.
close. I think it's gonna be real close.
24 to 20 Southern.
Well, y'all just told me I gotta be a better fan, so I'm gonna just vote for Southern on both
Here we
ends.
go. Here we go.
If you get on this mic and vote FAMU, I know.
Okay. Lord.
I know.
Well, give us a score, Q. What do you think?
Okay, 26 to 65.
Peace.
Okay. You gonna drop 60 on them? I'm with it. I'm with
I
it.
don't know
I
any
think-
of these numbers.
I'm with it, son.
So a good
We gonna drop a
game,
60
a good
piece.
game usually be having the scores at a lower
Yes.
level. So
12
it
to
would probably
5.
be like
You're funny.
it'll probably be like one
Why y'all
touchdown,
asking this?
one touchdown. So it'll be like
7 to 3.
7-3.
Yo,
Yeah.
so from
My
us,
score prediction 10-17 SU.
I'm gonna say this.
Go Jags.
I feel like we all go Jags. I feel like we are giving like all these scores. I feel like just because of how we said it, it's gonna be a crazy like 49 to 35
we didn't
kind of
expect to
score.
win against all
Then y'all are gonna be welcome because I predicted it. You're
Hey,
welcome.
hey, we got you, son. We gonna give you credit. I promise.
But you know those scores gonna be low because the opposite team is not gonna let the other team make a touchdown.
FAMU's defense is
You
really
know that.
good.
Yeah, they're very
FAMU's
good
defense is really good.
Really good.
Like-
so that's why I said 7-3.
I like Bubba a lot. I don't think he's going to have like a 350-yard pass. I think it's going to be a lot of like just running plays, a lot of running
underneath.
and underneath. I feel like Devon Ben, he's going to be able to have a really good game this week. He averages maybe 4.5 yards a carry. I think he's going to have a really good game on the game on the ground. I think the running game is going to be our bread and butter. We might get another kick from our boy Luke. So I mean,
might come
hey,
in clutch
I'm
for
here
us this
for
week,
it.
too.
I have the Jaguar win on the crystal ball.
Entertainment up next.
Let's go.
Hey Jags, Kiana here. Be sure to listen to Jag Talk Podcast and follow us on our social media at SouthernU_OSM on Instagram and SouthernUOSM on Twitter. For those who cannot spell, it is SOUTHERNU_OSM. Go Jags!
So let's go with entertainment today. So even though this is called entertainment, these latest segments in this section aren't as entertaining. Wouldn't be the word I would use to describe a lot of them. There's been a lot of turmoil and issues going on in the HBCU community over like the last year now, depending on how you're trying to like look at it. But we have a fair share of things going on that I feel like, give me some time on, right? So let's start with the Howard protest. Have y'all been keeping up with those to any extent?
Yeah. You see
Okay.
it all over TikTok.
Crazy.
It's all over the place. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
So
They fired
it's everywhere.
EOC.
So I'm gonna
I
get to
can't
it.
believe it.
So basically, the student media over there, that's called the Hilltop. That's a student newspaper. They basically were covering the events. They put out stories about it, like pretty much like chronicling the student experience and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And the administration was basically like, nah, like that's not good journalism. You putting us in a bad light, even though it is the reality of the situation. That's not something
They don't want to be put under the
Not the
bus.
censorship.
censorship of the media. So on the 26th, I believe, let me make sure I'm getting that right date. On the 26th, there was a student leadership meeting with the administration that people who were involved in the protest and members of the student media and SGA could go in to voice their issues and air it out, right? So the campus leadership who issued this statement from the Howard University official Twitter page, they said that basically the editor-in-chief who posted the story, the first one, chronicling all of the crazy events, the mole rats and all that, saying that he couldn't be in attendance. Like, that's not what we're doing here. You cannot come to this meeting. You're gonna
Yeah, they told them that if they did show up, they could not speak. They could not have a vote. So that's the craziest thing I've ever heard, because it's like,
For
how am I
telling you
going to a
something
school?
about it.
Yeah, I'm going to a school and I'm paying this money and you telling me I can't, have a
Is
say
that not
so
one
in
of the
how I
main
wanna be
reasons why
treated.
HBCUs were even founded? How you do that?
Like, it's a crazy situation all around. So I'll say this, and I'll get y'all opinion real quick before we move on to the next topic. But how do y'all feel like this is going to mark up the HBCU landscape as far as how it's perceived from the outside looking in?
It's a double negative. It makes us look like fools, because at the end of the day, they're still taking money from us. They've been taking money from us.
Right.
So then at the end of the day, they took money from us, and our own people are not helping us anyway.
45,000.
45,000.
This is not a very positive take on things, and I'm not saying this is my personal belief, but from a kind of a resourceful way, and as a person who attends an HBCU that is not a school, we're not completely funded by the government. So with that being said, I do think a lot of these celebrities, now that they're seeing, Howard's not even giving the money that I'm donating to the students. despite Howard being...
You have a point right there.
Exactly. So maybe they might circulate it amongst HBCUs because there's Fisk. There's all types of other universities that are... You got Morgan State. There's so many universities that are not Howard, Spelman, Clark. Like, I know that those are what people see the most.
The
but
popular
like,
ones.
If you see that your money is not going to... More money won't fix that problem. Like, a removal of administration will fix that problem.
And they literally had somebody show up for homecoming, and he walked off the stage. Who was that, Young Thug?
So I was Dirk, but just for the sake of making sure we like tell it how it went.
They was going through something.
It was a party. It was a party near Howard campus. It wasn't during the actual homecoming concert. It was just a party off campus.
Still,
in the area.
way they hype Howard at that standard, they should.
They're still hyping it like they, they live in luxury and they not.
If Dirk came to Southern, all I'm gonna say, that man would leave with a full sense of confidence. My music is touching souls.
Look, I'm gonna say this and then we can close it out. All right, like from a student standpoint. HBCUs historically they've been for like the people, for the black students who would like want to be surrounded in black spaces, right? Yeah. We like Howard is one of the most prestigious HBCUs historically that we have. That's the reality. I'm of the mindset that as the people, the people who are going to be at these schools and universities, we can remake that standard. Like we can put our power and we can put like the prestige onto other schools who are more worthy of it. And it's like you said, even though like the most like the Clark Atlantas of the world, the Howard universities, even though those are like the main commercial universities, those don't have to be the ones that we like put our name and our power behind. Like there's really great HBCUs doing really great things out here. True. And I feel like a lot of the BS that's going on in the news, that doesn't have to be the reality for HBCUs as a whole.
I think that's what the public is seeing though. That's what you're putting out. When you're telling somebody the negative and they're only seeing the negative, all they can think of is the negative. They have no other expectation for us.
Agreed.
Yep. HBCU donors need to focus more on equity than just like equally distributing funds, because equity means everybody gets what they need. Equality means everybody gets the same thing, but $250,000 for Howard is going to make a big difference compared to $250,000 for Morehouse, compared to $250,000 coming to Southern. Like imagine what that does for different communities. I think that what's going on in Howard is honestly a disgrace because of the amount of support they receive
consistently.
So what would we do if we received that support, and then would we still be acting the same? Would Mayberry's food still taste the way it tastes?
But I feel like we do get some of the support, and they don't put it in the right places. They put it in places where it's not resourceful for the students or the faculty. They put it in places where they say, oh well, we can hold our tools back here. They just built something on the back of campus.
Last point, and then we can move on. I really feel like looking at this list of like student fees and all the other stuff, these names of fees are so kind of, just weird.
Listen, we're still playing for Lacumba.
Why am I paying for Lacumba?
I am of the mindset that a lot of these administrators, they're like Porsches and all that. That's what these general admissions fees are for. I feel like a lot of this stuff, because tuition is one thing, and student fees are one thing, but you have like 30 different charges right here on banner telling you like what we're paying for. Where's this money going?
It's not going nowhere.
It's going for their field house and everything else, and it's like, okay, I understand, but I'm not an athlete.
People don't even have access to the field house.
Exactly.
We can even go in and we pay the bill.
Right.
We pay the light bill.
Okay, next subject. What we got up next?
The Jelani Day part, yeah. So let's go into like a rehash of this. I'm gonna let you run point on that. What's up?
Mm-hmm. So basically, that story kind of took a toll on me because I was just looking at I lost my cousin at Southern. So at the same time, to see that somebody else lost somebody from a school, and they had to do 3 autopsies on this boy. 3 autopsies to make sure that they knew exactly how they died, and they ruled it as a drowning. But all of his body parts were missing, organs were missing, teeth were missing, eyeball, his jaw was split. It's a lot of stuff that was red flags.
That's black disgusting market. To me, son.
Red flags.
If you know, black market. That's all
black market. I watched a movie that basically told people were stealing black people and saying that people weren't going to miss us or that we weren't that important to the economy. If you think about it, that stuff happens to college students because we're here by ourselves. And it's all about awareness. It's all about who speaks up for us.
The man, his mother said herself that he was an avid swimmer, so you can't say he drowned and all that.
He drowned.
The drowning part isn't even it's how they found them to me, right?
11 days later.
When you talk about like just the lack of regard for black bodies that like people in power have, whether it be law enforcement, like politics, anywhere, I don't feel like there's a big enough emphasis on like caring about us until like something happens, right? Like until like a death happens, or even when a death happens, until it starts trending, people can really care less about it.
Yeah.
Like the people in power, at least the people who actually like enact change about it. So from my point of view, it just seems like we're never proactive towards like protecting the lives of our people. And these are kids at the end of the day. Like we are under the charge of, and of course we all grown, but from like a standpoint of like from a university standpoint, it's only a certain amount of, I'm just disgusted by the whole thing. It's not nothing positive I can really say about it.
It's very disheartening. It's very confusing. We're very scared over here. You can't say that we're not scared because we're seeing the people around us getting killed or
people that we know
coming up missing, and it's just like, well, what's gonna happen to me?
And more importantly, like you said, it is people that we know. Like even Frank Ocean said Trayvon Martin looked just like me. And he really does. Like when you go back and like you examine the two people, it's like this person is a reflection of you. Like this, like Jelani Day. No, I'm not a man, but I am black, and these things could happen to me. And it's like, are people just not going to look for you? Like people, they'll chalk it up to, oh, well, she was just not doing well in school and she disappeared. I'm going to let y'all know, I ain't run away at all, okay? And if I did, I'm leaving a very long letter, and this is who to go after, okay? Southern administration, you're on my list.
Prayers up to Jelani Day and his family.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we had a nice little show today, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming by.
Yes, sir.
Make sure to tune in to Jag Talk Podcast. We're going to be here every Wednesday at 11. You'll actually be able to hear us every Thursday at 12, I want to say. Make sure y'all tune in. We will be around. We have new content every day. And we're going to be here. So be safe. Peace. Be around. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Stay easy.
What's up, Jags? This is Alicia, and you're listening to Jag Talk Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at SouthernU_OSM and Twitter at SouthernUOSM for all your latest campus news, sports, and entertainment. Go Jags!
What's up, Jaguar Nation? Make sure you tune into our Bayou Classic trivia to win some free Bayou Classic tickets. Make sure you follow us on SouthernU_OSM and follow our Instagram story to answer the questions. Let's get started. What year did the first Bayou Classic take place? Second, what are the actual school colors? Where did the first Bayou Classic take place out of New Orleans? 4, what is the largest victory Southern has had in the Bayou Classic history? And 5, when did Southern University and Grambling start their rivalry? Make sure you tune into our Instagram page at SouthernU_OSM, and I'll see you guys at the Classic.
All right, guys, make sure to tune in to Jag Talk Podcast every Thursday at 11 a.m. We'll be doing ticket giveaways throughout the entire month of November. So make sure to follow us on all social media platforms from Instagram to Twitter on SouthernU_OSM and SouthernUOSM respectively. Go Jags.
Greetings, Jaguar Nation. Next week will be our first small student business advertising week. Come promote your business on the digital kiosk and the student newspaper on November 8th through the 12th. Your business graphic will be on the kiosk all week in the student union, and you will also get a 1/4 full color ad, all just for $25. For further information, contact the Office of Student Media or email Elise_Shelton at subr.edu.